Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and I hope you like Fender Jaguars as much as I do, because we got a bunch of videos in the pipeline all about these magical offset guitars. Starting off with this one, it's kind of a rare bird. This is a 2023 Fender Special Run Traditional 60s Jaguar, shell pink with the matching headstock. Doesn't get much classier than this. We'll be talking about what makes the traditional 60s line of guitars different from some other Jaguar models that are available both from Fender and from Squier, as well as doing a playthrough demo using the Tone King Gremlin amp. Before we get started, I know there will be people asking in the comment section, where can they get this guitar in this finish? Unfortunately, this was part of a very limited special run. I think under 20 total were made in the shell pink with the matching headstocks and these specifications on it. If you check the description of this video, depending on when you watch this, you might find it available via one of those links at the audiomomusic.com/shop. While you're down there, please consider hitting the like button. It lets me know that you guys are into this sort of content. Also, subscribing, that doesn't hurt either. And onwards and upwards to the guitar itself, because affiliate links don't matter today. You can't buy this at Tillman, and you definitely can't buy it at Sweetwater. What makes the traditional 60s line of Jaguars different from, say, Vintera or an American version? Because there aren't really many of them. There's just a Johnny Marr right now. The nut width on this is 40 millimeters, so 3 millimeters shorter. What that translates to is, playing up here, if you have smaller hands, it is super easy to get thumb over. It is very, very, very comfortable to play this guitar. And as the neck goes upwards, it tapers pretty nicely with a U-shaped neck. Another thing that is unique to a lot of Fender Japan guitars, because when most people hear a U-shaped neck, they kind of either back off because they think, oh my God, it's going to be a baseball bat like a No-Caster or a 51 reissue Telly. That's not the case. It's a little bit more slender than that, and it certainly does not get as thick as a Fender Telecaster would with a traditional American U-shaped neck on it. Outside of that, we do have CTS components, which is really nice, a Switchcraft jack, and you have the Japanese vibrato. What makes this a little bit different from the American one is really just where the arm is going to sit when you're playing it. It's a little bit closer to the body. That's pretty much the long and short of it from there. You have V-Mod pickups and everything else, bog standard Jaguar. Rosewood fingerboard, 24-inch scale length, 2 single coil pickups with the rhythm circuit, and a strangle switch to go along with your neck and your bridge selectors. And finally, 2 things I almost forgot to mention here. You have vintage frets on this guitar and a 9.5-inch radius, so kind of a best of the both worlds to some people. You can have the action pretty darn low on this thing and not have to worry about fretting out, thanks to it being a little bit flatter than a 7.25 vintage radius. Let's get right into the sound samples. I'm really excited about this one. We're going to be using the Tone King Gremlin amplifier, mic'd up by the SM57. We are also going to be using our beloved Benson preamp that is now available at Sweetwater, mind you. I thought that was pretty cool when I saw that the other day. Finally, the Strymon Bellante for a little bit of reverb. Let's hear what it sounds like, and we'll talk more after. Now, I've played a lot of Jaguars in my day, and I'm not going to sit here and try and tell you that this is the best one that I've ever had, because quite frankly, I don't even believe it's the best one in the room. That Momo say is. However, there was something about this guitar, the combination of the pickups, perhaps the heights, or just the vibe of the rig that I was going through on this specific occasion. I was using the strangle a lot because I felt like it really was making an awesome difference, especially once I had gain from the Benson preamp. It really was a little bit too bassy, which is not something that I find myself saying very often with Jaguars. And when I did engage this, it really cleaned it right up. It took a lot of that excess out of it. And for the first time in my life, I was just like, wow, this is a guitar that I could see myself really using the strangle on a lot, because especially with gain, it sounds awesome. Finally, to wrap things up, this is a fairly light guitar for a Jaguar, coming in at under 8 pounds. That is not always the case. Sometimes they tip the scales over 9 pounds, so this was nice for a change. If you're somebody looking at this guitar model, not necessarily in this finish, I think that it would be really good for somebody who perhaps is a little bit smaller, because you will have a little bit lighter of an instrument because of the basswood that is used, and also with your hands. It really does have a different and unique playing experience that you're not going to get from a Vintera, a Player, or a Johnny Marr, because again, you have a much wider nut, and 3mm might not seem like it'll make a gigantic difference, and maybe for you, if you have a ton of different guitars, it won't, but for me, I absolutely noticed it, and I really do like it, especially on these first few frets and thumb over technique. If you found this video helpful, useful, entertaining, or any combination of those three things, please consider leaving a like on this video. It lets me know that I'm not doing this all because I'm a crazy person. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and an extra special thank you to all the subscribers and the members of this channel. Your support really does mean the world to me. I hope you have a wonderful day. Tell somebody in your life that you love that you do love them, and take it easy.